Hey there, welcome to Createful Art. We're celebrating Createful Christmas, and today I would love to show you how to paint If you haven't already, go subscribe at createfulart.com so you can have access to more Createful Christmas content. The supplies that I use are in the description below. So for this first step, you're going to sketch this. So here's the sketch that I did. I was figuring out what I wanted it to look like. Createful Art members get the template for this. If you want to become one, you can click right here. You can go ahead and print this on your computer, and you could actually print it on the watercolor paper. You just have to cut down your watercolor paper to the size of printer paper. And then for my printer, I just select cardstock and run it through. There's another thing you could do. You could print it out, and this is what I did with mine. So I just put it over my watercolor paper here, and I pressed really hard on the lines that I wanted to keep. And then it made an indentation into the paper, and then I just went over it with marker. You can also get transfer paper. I like to trace it with an artist pen, and I use the size that's called fine. And I just went over all the lines that I had, and then I like to put in just some little embellishments here and there just to make it kind of fun and loose. Just be creative, let yourself play and have fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we wanted to be home for the holidays. We had to go through New Mexico, and I saw this cute vintage trailer, and I thought this would be the perfect thing to show you guys how to paint, because a lot of you go down south for the winter. I am going to use that photo that I took of the vintage trailer that I saw. If you want to be creative and not paint it the way that I'm painting it, go right ahead. Next step, we're going to use our watercolors, and we're going to paint our trailer. And I'm going to start with what I know, and then I'll decide what I want to put in. Oh, I'm going to make it a bluish green color here. This line goes all the way across there. Okay, and then around the wheel, it was the same color. So here's a quick tip on watercolors. If you feel like this is too dark of a color, you can just add water to it and then spread that color around. Watercolor always dries lighter. If you ever want to take anything off because you've gone outside the lines, I like to just take my brush and take it off. So I'm soaking up the water with my brush, and you can also dab it with your paper towel here. Okay. The more pigment you add, which is the color, with less water, it's going to be darker. And then if you want something to be lighter, just spread that color around, or you can lift it up with your brush and dab it back onto your paper towel. So for another little lesson, to make gray, what I did is I just grabbed some of my red, I grabbed some of my blue, okay, some of my red, and then I grabbed some of my green here. Oh, that made it really green. Let me show you how I did that again. Okay, got a little more red. Then I took my brown to kind of mute out that purple. That's how I made my black for the tire. Okay. If you're wanting more of a Christmas green, I just take this green right here, add that to the top here, and a little bit of the other green. Okay, and then I get my Christmas green, and I add that around here. Like a little bit more earthy. Then you just add a little bit of that brown to it. And there you go. You can make it look a little more realistic if you wanted to. Remember when I talked about how you can lift off color? Well, you want to have clean water, but I'm in my RV and it's not hooked up right now. But you just take it, your brush, and you can just move it right off when the rest of your flamingo's dry. You won't even be able to tell. And I don't know, my flamingo's now pooping because I think some of the black got right there, so I just take that and erase. It's a glorious thing. See how fun that is? If you have any lines you don't like and you want to smooth something out, you just do the same thing as scrubbing with your brush. Ta-da! Okay, keep painting. Thought of something else that I would like to teach you. Grab your smaller round brush, okay? And when I'm doing the lights, I'm going to have red, yellow, and blue and green. And I'm going to use the green that I have right here and the blue that I have right here. So I'm not going to make up another blue, okay? Because I could use just this blue, but because I want it to look kind of like it's harmonious, you know, it all goes together, I'm going to continue using the colors that are in the painting. It's just a little trick I use. Okay, so here's another watercolor tip for you. If you're putting a color next to another color, you have to wait for that color to dry, because what will happen is they will just bleed together even though there's a line right there. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of the sand. I'm just taking this tan color right here and I'm just going to add it down here. Okay, moving the color around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this kind of rounded down here. The best time to do this step is when everything's dry. Now you can decide if you want to keep it like that, or if your trailer is not colored like mine is. But since I chose this, I want it to stand out from the white background. So I'm going to go through here with my flat brush and I'm going to make the lines across with the gray. And see how that's making it look more like it pops out from the background? And add clouds, and you can check and see if you like this first. Really what I'm doing is I'm adding the sky color so it looks like everything else is clouds. So there's an option. Thank you so much for creating with me. I hope you enjoyed it and have a very Merry Christmas. On this channel we learn about art, we get creative, and we do do-it-yourself art projects that will look great in your home. If that sounds great to you, I hope that you subscribe and also check out these other videos. See you in my next video. Bye!